sits with downcast eye, let it brim with dew. Try if you can cry, we will do so too. When your sermons start, like a frightened roar, flutter, little heart, colour, come and go. Modesty at marriage tide, go to make a pretty bride. Modesty at marriage tide, go to make a pretty bride.
Yes, I am indeed beautiful. Sometimes I sit and wonder, in my artless Japanese way, why it is that I am so much more attractive than anybody else in the whole world. Can this be vanity? No. Nature is lovely and rejoices in her loveliness. I am a child of nature and take after my mother. The sun whose rays are all ablaze with ever-living glory does not deny his majesty, he scorns to tell a story. He won't exclaim, I blush for shame, so kindly be indulgent. But fierce and bold in fiery gold, he glories all effulgent. I mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know the sun and I. mean to rule the earth as he the sky. We really know our worth, the sun and I. Observe his flame, that placid dame, the moon's celestial highness. There's not a trace upon her face of diffidence or shyness. She borrows light that through the night mankind may all acclaim her. And truth to tell, she lights up well, so I for one don't blame her. Ah, pray make no mistake, we are not shy. We're very wide awake, the moon and I. to be married today to the man I love best. And I do believe I'm the very happiest girl in Japan.
The happiest girl indeed, for she is indeed to be envied who has attained happiness in all but perfection.
In all but perfection.
Well, dear, it cannot be denied that the fact that your husband is to be beheaded in a month is in its way a drawback. It does seem to take the top off things, you know.
I don't know about that. It all depends.
At all events, he will find it a drawback.
Oh, not necessarily. Bless you, it all depends.
I think it very indelicate of you to refer to such a subject on such a day. If my married happiness is to be
cut short?
Well, cut short in a month. Can't you let me forget it?
Yum Yum in tears, and on her wedding morn.
They've been reminding me that in a month you're to be beheaded.
Yes, we've been reminding her that you're to be beheaded.
It is quite true, you know. You are to be beheaded.
Now some bridegrooms would be depressed at this sort of thing. A month? What's a month? These divisions of time are merely arbitrary. Who says that 24 hours make a day?
There's a popular impression to that effect.
Then we'll efface it. We'll call each second a minute an hour, each hour a day, and each day a year. At that rate, we've about 30 years of married happiness before us.
And at that rate, this interview has already lasted 4 hours and 3/4.
Yes, how time flies when one is thoroughly enjoying oneself.
That's the way to look at it. Don't let's be downhearted. Remember, there's a silver lining to every cloud.
Certainly, let's be perfectly happy.
By all means, let's thoroughly enjoy ourselves.
Brightly dawns our wedding day.
Joyous are we, give thee greeting. Whither art thou fleeting? Fickle moment, prithee stay. Fickle moment, prithee stay.
What for mortal joys befallow?
Pleasures come if sorrows follow.
Though the toxins sound yet until the shadows fall over one and over all.
Sing a merry madrigal.
Sing a merry madrigal. Sing a merry madrigal. Fa la 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 fa. Surely creeping, little need for woeful weeping, till the sad sundown is near, till the sad sundown is near.
All must sip a cup of sorrow.
I today, and thou tomorrow.
This the close of every song. This the close of every song. This the greater over all.
Sing a merry madrigal,
Sing a merry madrigal, sing a merry madrigal, fa la 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 la.
Don't mind me.
I'm afraid we're distressing you.
No, I must get used to it. But please do it by degrees. Begin by putting your arm around her waist. Let me get used to that first.
Oh, wouldn't you like to retire? It must pain you to see us so affectionate together.
No, I must learn to bear it. Now allow her head to rest upon your shoulder. I'm much obliged. Now kiss her. Oh, this is simple torture. Oh.
Come, bear up. After all, it's only for a month.
No, it's no use deluding oneself with false hopes.
What do you mean?
My poor child. How shall I break it to her? My little bride that was to have been.
Was to have been?
Yes, I've just ascertained from Pooh-Bah, my solicitor, that when a married man is beheaded, his wife is buried alive.
Buried alive?
Buried alive. It's a most unpleasant death.
What? Whom did you get that from?
Well, from Pooh-Bah, my solicitor.
But he may be mistaken.
So I thought. So I consulted the Attorney General, the Chief of Police, the Lord High Justice, the Lord Mayor of Bristol. They're all of the same opinion. Never knew such unanimity on a point of law in my life.
But stop a bit. This law has never been put in force.
Well, as you know, married men never flirt, and that's the only crime punishable by decapitation.
Of course they don't. I'd quite forgotten that. Well, I suppose I may take it that my dream of happiness is at an end.
It's a shame, isn't it? Shame. Terrible shame.
Darling, I don't want to appear selfish, and I love you with all my heart. I don't suppose I shall ever love anybody else half as much. But when I agreed to marry you, my own, I had no idea, Pet, that I should have to be buried alive in a month.
Nor I. It's the first I've heard of it.
It makes a difference, doesn't it?
It does make a difference, of course.
You see, burial alive, it's such a stuffy death.
I call it a beast of a death.
You see my difficulty, don't you?
Yes, and I see my own. If I insist on your carrying out your promise, I doom you to a hideous death. If I release you, you marry Coco at once.
Oh. Here's a howdy-do, if I marry you. When your time has come to perish, then the maiden whom you cherish must be slaughtered too. Here's a howdy-do, here's a howdy-do.
Here's a pretty mess, in a month or less. I must die without a wedding, let the bitter tears I'm shedding witness my distress. Here's a pretty mess, here's a pretty mess.
Here's a state of things, to her life she clings. Matrimonial ambition doesn't seem to suit her notion, bury all it brings. Here's a state of things, here's a state of things.
With a passion that's intense I worship and adore, but the laws of common sense we oughtn't to ignore. If what he says is true, 'tis death to marry you. Here's a pretty state of things, here's a pretty howdy-do. Here's a pretty state of things, a pretty state of things. Here's a howdy-do, here's a howdy-do, here's a howdy-do. For if what he says is true, I cannot marry you. Here's a pretty state of things. Here's a pretty howdy-do.
Boy, I'm really very sorry for you.
Thanks, old fellow, I'm sure you are.
You see, I'm completely helpless.
I quite see that.
I can't conceive of anything more distressing than having one's marriage broken off at the last moment. But you shan't be disappointed of a wedding. You shall come to mine.
That's awfully kind of you, but I'm afraid that's impossible.
Why so?
Today I die.
What do you mean?
I can't go on without Yum Yum. This afternoon, I perform the Happy Dispatch.
No, you can't kill yourself. I can't allow that. If you could kill yourself, what's to become of me? I will have to be executed in your place.
It would certainly seem so.
Now, Lord Mayor, what is it?
The Mikado and his suite are approaching the city. We'll be here in 10 minutes.
The Mikado here in 10 minutes. Now, look here. This is getting serious. A bargain's a bargain, and you mustn't frustrate the ends of justice by committing suicide. Now, as a man of honour and a gentleman, you are bound to die ignominiously at the hands of the Lord Executioner.
Very well then, behead me.
What now?
Certainly at once.
Chop it off! Chop it off!
My good sir, as Lord High Executioner, I was bound to do the execution in a month's time. I was going to take lessons. I haven't ever killed a blue bottle yet.
Still, as Lord High Executioner...
I was going to take lessons, and I was going to have a training course. I was going to work my way through the animal kingdom from a guinea pig until I reached a second trombone. Why, you... As a humane man, you don't think when I took on the role of Lord High Executioner, I thought the duties were purely nominal. I can't kill him. I can't kill anyone.
Come, my poor fellow. We all have unpleasant duties to perform at times. After all, what is it? If I don't mind, why should you? Remember, sooner or later, it must be done.
Must it?
What do you mean?
I've got a cunning plan. Why must it be done when an affidavit to say that you've been beheaded would do just as well? Here are plenty of witnesses. The Lord Chief Justice, the Lord High Admiral, the Chief of Police. We've even got the Lord Mayor of Bristol. You'll swear to it, won't you?
Am I to understand that all of us high officers of state are to perjure ourselves for your safety?
It will be a ready money transaction.
That will be useful discipline. Very well. Choose your fiction and I shall endorse it. Family pride. How do you like that, my buck?
But I tell you that life without Yum Yum...
Oh, yum. Bishop of Pitti-Poo, go and fetch Yum Yum, and go and take Yum Yum and marry Yum Yum, and don't come back again. Oh, here she is, Yum Yum. Are you particularly busy at the moment?
Not particularly.
You 5 minutes to spare, have we?
Yes.
Then go along with the bishop and Nanki-Poo, and he'll marry you at once.
But if I'm to be buried alive...
Don't ask any questions. Nanki-Poo will explain all.
But one moment, I have a question.
Not for worlds. Here comes the Mikado, and if he finds you alive, I shall have the greatest difficulty in explaining that I beheaded you. Closing that, for here he comes.
obedience I expect. I'm the Emperor of Japan.
And I'm his daughter-in-law elect. He'll marry his son, he's only got one, to his daughter-in-law elect.
My morals have been declared particularly correct.
But they're nothing at all compared with those of his daughter-in-law elect. Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect.
Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect. In a fatherly kind of way I govern each tribe and sect, all chiefly own my sway.
Except his daughter-in-law elect, as tough as a bull with a wheel of her own, is his daughter-in-law elect.
My nature is love and light, my freedom from all defect.
His insignificant plight compared to his daughter-in-law elect. Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law elect.
Bow, bow to his daughter-in-law A more humane Mikado never did in Japan exist. To nobody's second, I'm certainly reckoned a true philanthropist. It is my very humane endeavor to make to some extent each evil liver a running river of harmless merriment. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit for crime, the punishment fit for crime, and make it prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. All the dull society sinners who chatter and bleat and bore are sent to hear sermons from mystical Germans who preach from 10 till 4. The amateur tenor whose vocal villainies all desire to shirk shall during off hours exhibit his powers to Madame Tussauds waxwork. The lady who dyes a chemical yellow or stains her grey abuse or pinches her figure is painted with vigour. Permanent walnut use. The idiot who on railway carriages scribbles on window panes will only suffer to ride on a buffer in parliamentary trains. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit for crime, the punishment fit for crime, and make it prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. Object all sublime he will achieve in time, to let the punishment fit for crime, the punishment fit for crime, and make it prisoner pent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. The advertising quack who wearies with tales of countless cures, his teeth I've enacted shall all be extracted by terrified amateurs. The musical singer attends a series of masses and fugues and ops, with sport interwoven with Bach and Beethoven and classical Monday pops. The billiard shark whom anyone catches, his doom's extremely hard. He's made to dwell in a dungeon cell, on a spot that's always barred, and there he'll play extravagant matches with fiddlers' finger stalls, on a cloth untrue with a twisted cue and elliptical billiard balls. My object all sublime I shall achieve in time, to let the punishment fit for crime, the punishment fit for crime, and make it prisoner nepent, unwillingly represent a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment. Long the girls survive, he will achieve in time, to get the punishment fits the crime, the punishment fits the crime. I think he fits the best, I think he represents a source of innocent merriment, of innocent merriment.
I am honoured at being permitted to welcome your Majesty. I guess the object of your Majesty's visit, an execution, has taken place.
Oh, you've had an execution, have you?
Yes. The coroner has just handed me his certificate.
I am the coroner.
And this is the certificate of his death. At Pitti-Poo, where the execution took place, witnessed by the Lord Chancellor, Lord Chief Justice, Secretary of State for the Home Department, Lord Mayor of Bristol, and the groom of
They
the...
were all there, Your Majesty. I counted them myself.
Very good house. I only wish I'd been in time for the performance.
Oh, it was a remarkable scene. The man had gigantic strength. His struggles were quite terrific.
Describe it.
Oh, The criminal cried as he dropped him down in a state of wild alarm. With a frightful, frantic, fearful frown, I bared my big right arm. I pulled him by his little pigtail, and on his knees fell he. As he squirmed and struggled and gurgled and giggled, I drew my snicker snee. My snicker snee. I never shall forget the cry or the shriek that shrieketh he. When from my sheath I pulled my sheath and popped my snicker snee. He cannot tell the truth or understands. He always tries to utilize, and every time he fails.
He shivered and shook as he gave the sign for the stroke he didn't deserve. When all of a sudden his eye met mine, and it seemed to brace his nerve. For he nodded his head and kissed his hand, and he whistled an editing. As the sabre through cut cleanly through his cervical vertebrae. His vertebrae. Oh! When a man's afraid, a beautiful maid is a cheering sight to see. And I am so glad that man and sad was soothed by sight of me.
Now, though you have said that head was dead, for its owner dead was he. It stood on its neck with a smile well bred, and bowed 3 times to me. It was none of your impudent offhand nods, but as humble as could be. For it clearly knew the deference due to a man of pedigree. Of pedigree. And it's so I vow this deathly bow was a touching sight to see. Though drunk yet it couldn't forget the deference due to me.
All of this is very interesting, and I should like to have seen it. But we came about a totally different matter. A year ago, my son, the heir to the throne of Japan, bolted from our imperial court.
Indeed, had he any reason to be dissatisfied with his position?
None whatever. On the contrary, I was going to marry him, yet he fled.
I see no reason why he should flee from one so lovely.
That's not true.
No.
You hold that I am not beautiful because my face is plain. But you know nothing. You are still unenlightened. Learn then that beauty is not to be sought in the face alone. My face is unattractive.
It is.
But I have a left shoulder blade that is a miracle of loveliness. People come miles to see it. And my right elbow has a fascination that few can resist.
Allow me.
It is on view Tuesdays and Fridays on presentation of visiting card. As for my circulation, it is the largest in the world.
And yet he fled.
Yes, and is now masquerading in this town disguised as a second trombone.
A second trombone?
Yes. Would it be troubling you too much if I asked you to produce him? He goes by the name of Nanki-Poo.
Nanki-Poo?
Oh, that's very easy. In point of fact, it's quite difficult. He's gone abroad.
Gone abroad? His address?
Oh.
What's the matter?
See here, his name, Nanki-Poo, beheaded this morning. Oh, where shall I find another? Oh, where shall I find another?
Dear, 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 this is very tiresome. My good fellow, in your anxiety to carry out my wishes, you have beheaded the heir to the throne of Japan.
Your Majesty, I'd like to offer an unqualified apology.
I wish to associate myself with that expression of regret.
But we really hadn't the least notion.
Of course you hadn't. Come, don't distress yourself. It was no fault of yours. If a man of exalted rank should choose to disguise himself as a second trombone, then he must take the consequences. I've no doubt he thoroughly deserved all he got. It really distresses me to see you take on so.
Oh, we are infinitely obliged to your Majesty.
Much obliged, your Majesty.
Very much obliged, Your Majesty.
Obliged? Not a bit. Don't mention it. How could you tell?
Yes, of course. We didn't know who he really was.
Oh, it wasn't written on his forehead, you know.
It might have been on his pocket handkerchief. But Japanese don't use pocket handkerchiefs.
I forget the punishment for compassing the death of the heir apparent.
Punishment?
Yes. Something lingering with boiling oil in it. I know it's lingering, humorous, but lingering, with either boiling oil or melted lead.
Can I assure your Majesty, we simply had no idea.
Of course.
I knew nothing about it.
I wasn't even there.
But that's the pathetic part of it. You see, the Fool of an Act says, compassing the death of the heir apparent. There's not a word about mistake.
No.
Or not knowing.
No.
Or not having been there.
No.
There should be, of course.
Yes.
But there isn't. Oh. That's the slovenly way in which these acts are drawn up. However, cheer up. It'll be all right. I'll have it rewritten. Next session. Now, let's see about your execution. Will after luncheon suit you? Can you wait till then?
Oh, yes, we can wait till then.
Good, then we'll make it after luncheon.
I don't want any lunch.
I'm really very sorry for you, but it's an unjust world, and virtue is triumphant only in theatrical performances. See how the gifts their fates are lot. A is happy, B is not. Yet A is worthy, I dare say, of more prosperity than A.
Is B more worthy?
I should say he's worth a great deal more than A.
Yet A
is happy, oh so happy, laughing, jumping, nectar quaffing, ever joyous, ever gay, happy, undeserving A. Ever joyous, ever gay, happy, undeserving A. If I were fortune, which I'm not, B should enjoy A's happy lot, and A would die in misery. That is assuming I am B.
But should A perish,
That should be, of course, assuming I am B. B should be happy, oh so happy, laughing, jumping, nectar quaffing, but condemned to die is he. Wretched meritorious be, but condemned to die is he. Wretched meritorious be.
Well, that's a nice mess you got us into, isn't it? With your nodding head and your deference due to a man of pedigree.
Merely corroborative detail intended to give artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing narrative.
Corroborative detail indeed. Corroborative fiddlesticks.
And you can talk with your bright ideas about catching his eye and whistling his hair. You must put in your all, mustn't you?
Well, how about you and your big right arm?
Well, never mind that now. Nanki-Poo hasn't started yet, and he must come back to life at once. Oh, here he is, Nanki-Poo. I've got good news for you. You're reprieved.
Oh, but it's too late. I'm a dead man, and I'm off on my honeymoon.
No, never mind that. This is serious. Apparently, you're the son of the Mikado.
Yes, but that happened some time ago.
Is this a time for airy persiflage? Your father is here, and with Katisha.
My father, and with Katisha.
And he wants you particularly.
And so does she.
Oh, but he's married now.
My good girl, what's that got to do with it?
Katisha claims me in marriage, but I can't marry her because I'm married already. Consequently, she will insist on my execution. And if I'm executed, my wife will have to be buried alive.
I don't know what's to be done.
There's one chance for you. If you could persuade Katisha to marry you, she would have no further claim over me, and in that case, I would be free to come to life without any fear of being put to death.
Katisha, marry me.
I really think it's the only course.
My good girl, have you seen her? She's something appalling.
Oh, that's just her face. She has a left elbow which people come for miles to see.
And I hear her right heel is something much admired by connoisseurs.
My good sir, I decline to pin my heart on any lady's right heel.
It comes to this. While Katisha is single, I prefer to be a disembodied spirit. When Katisha is married, existence will be welcome as the flowers in the spring. The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, breathe promise of merry sunshine. As we merrily dance and we sing, tra-la, we welcome the hope that they bring, tra-la, of a summer of roses and wine, of a summer of roses and wine. And that's what we mean when we say that a thing is welcome as flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, the flowers that bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la-la.
The flowers that bloom in the spring, tra-la, have nothing to do with the case.
for I've got to take under my wing, Tra-la, a most unattractive old thing, Tra-la, with a caricature of a face, with a caricature of a face. And that's what I mean when I say, oh, I sing, oh, bugger, the flowers are bloom in the spring. Tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, oh, bugger, the flowers are spring.
Tra-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la, tra-la-la-la-la.
Katisha.
The miscreant who robbed me of my love. But vengeance pursues. They are heat in the cauldron.
Oh, Katisha, Katisha, mercy! Behold a suppliant at your feet. Mercy, Katisha.
Mercy? See here, you. Had you mercy on him? You have slain my love. He did not love me, but he would have loved me in time. I am an acquired taste. Only the educated palate can appreciate me. I was educating his palate when he left me. Well, he is dead, and where shall I find another? It takes years to train a man to love me. Am I to go through the weary round again and at the same time implore mercy for you who robbed me of my prey? I mean my pupil, just as his education was on the point of completion. Oh, where shall I find another?
Here.
What?
Oh, Katisha, for years I have loved you with a white-hot passion that is slowly but surely consuming my very vitals. Shrink not from me. If there is aught of a woman's mercy in your heart, turn not away from a lovesick suppliant. whose every fibre thrills at your tiniest touch. True, it is under a poor mask of disgust that I have endeavoured to conceal a passion that is slowly but surely boiling the fire within me. But the fire will not be smothered. It defies all attempts at extinction, and breaking forth all the more eagerly to its long restraint, it declares itself in words that cannot be weighed, that should not be criticised, and should definitely not be criticised. Oh, Katisha, I dare not hope for your love, but I will not live without it. Darling!
You, whose hands still reek with the blood of my betrothed, dare to address words of passion to the woman that you have so foully wronged.
I do. Accept my love, or I perish on the spot.
Go to. Who knows as well as I that no one ever yet died of a broken heart?
You know not what you say. Listen.
On a tree by a river, a little tomtit sang willow, tit willow, tit willow. And I said to him, Dicky bird, why do you sit singing willow, tit willow, tit willow? Is it weakness of intellect, birdie, I cried, or a rather tough worm in your little inside? With a shake of his poor little head, he replied, oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. He slapped at his chest as he sat on that bough, singing willow, tit willow, tit willow. And a cold perspiration bespangled his brow. Willow, tit willow, tit willow. He sobbed and he sighed, and a gurgle he gave. Then he plunged himself into the billowy wave, and an echo arose from the suicide's grave. Oh, willow, tit willow, tit willow. Now I feel just as sure as I'm sure that my name isn't willow, tit willow, tit willow. That was blighted affection that made him exclaim, oh willow, tit willow, tit willow. And if you remain callous and obdurate, I shall perish as he did, and you will know why. Though I probably shall not exclaim as I die, oh willow, tit willow, tit willow.
Did he really die of love?
He really did.
All on the account of a cruel little hen?
Yes.
Poor little chap.
It's an affecting tale, and quite true. I knew the bird intimately.
Did you? He must have been very fond of her.
Oh, his devotions were something extraordinary.
Poor little chap. And if I refuse you, will you go and do the same?
Oh, yes.
Oh, no, you mustn't. Anything but that. Oh, I am a silly little goose.
Oh, you are.
And you won't hate me because I'm a teeny weeny wee bit bloodthirsty, will you?
Hate you, Katisha? Is there not beauty even in bloodthirstiness?
My idea, exactly. There is beauty in the bellow of the blast. There is grandeur in the growling of the gale. There is eloquent embroidery when the lion is roaring and the tiger is a-lashing of his tail.
Yes, I like to see a tiger from the Congo all night, and especially when lashing of his tail.
Volcanoes have splendor that is grim, and earthquakes only terrify the gods. But to him who's scientific, there is nothing less terrific in the falling of a flight of thunderbolts.
Yes, in spite of all my meekness, if I had a little weakness, it's a passion for a flight of thunderbolts. If that is so, sing daddy-daddy, it's evident very artists are one. Away we know that everybody knows how to change is done. Is there beauty in extreme old age? Do you fancy you elderly enough? Information I'm requesting on a subject interesting. Is the maiden all the better when she's tough?
Throughout this fight dominion, it's a general opinion that she'll last a good deal longer when she's tough.
Are you old enough to marry, do you think? Won't you wait until you're 80 in the shade? There's a fascination frantic in a ruin that's romantic. Do you think you are sufficiently decayed?
To the matter that you mention, I have given some attention, and I think I am sufficiently decayed.
If that is so, then it's
Well, we've had a capital lunch and are quite ready. I see all the painful preparations have been made, so produce the unfortunate gentleman and his two well-meaning yet misguided associates.
Mercy! Mercy for Pooh-Bah! Mercy for Pitti-Sing! Mercy even for Pooh-Bah!
I'm sorry, I didn't quite catch that last comment.
Mercy even for Pooh-Bah.
Mercy! My husband that was to have been is dead, and I've just married this miserable object.
Oh?
We were
You've not been
married
long about it.
Yeah, we were married before the registrar.
I am the registrar.
I see. But my difficulty is that you have slain the heir apparent.
The heir apparent is not slain.
Bless my soul, my son.
And your daughter-in-law elected.
Traitor! You have deceived me!
Yes, I think you deserve a little explanation, but he will give it better whole than in pieces.
It is true, Your Honour, Your Majesty, that I stated that I killed Nanki-Poo.
Yes, and with most affecting particulars.
Merely corroborative detail intended to give artistic verisimilitude to an otherwise bald and unconvincing.
Will you stop putting in your... Oh! Your Majesty, it's like this. Because Your Majesty's will is law, when you say let a thing be done, that thing is practically done. And if it's practically done, why not say so? And that's not all. When you say a gentleman should be told off to be killed, that gentleman is dragged off to be killed. He's practically dead. And if he's practically dead, why not say so?
I see. Nothing could possibly be more satisfactory.
Oh, he's gone and married your young. Your admirable Mary, for all will be merry. We think you'd better succumb.
Come.
And join our expressions of glee.
On this subject I pray you read of Several notions are not what I pen. The word for your guidance is mum.
Mama.
You've a very good bargain in me.
Always.